If you were wondering, kids aged 8 to 18 now spend an average of 7.5 hours in front of a screen each day. That's according to research by the Kaiser Family Foundation. And that time spent is solely for entertainment and doesn't include educational purposes such as school and homework.
So for parents who want to change those statistics in their households, our next guest offers some advice on limiting screen time. So here with us this morning is Molly DeFrank, a mom of 6 and author of Digital Detox, the 2-week tech reset for kids. Good morning, Molly. I've got a 9 and a 7-year-old, and the struggle is real.
Oh, it sure is. Good morning. Thanks for having me.
Well, we know kids can entertain themselves for hours on these digital devices, watching YouTube, TikTok. How much is too much?
Well, that's the million-dollar question, right? This is what all parents want to know. How can I give them just enough time where I get a break, but not so much that they turn into a zombie? Now, the good news is that you can absolutely find that sweet spot, but the bad news is that you're not going to be able to get there by just adjusting daily minutes of screen time. And I know this because I tried doing that for 10 years and it didn't work. And it wasn't until we cut off our kids cold turkey for a full digital detox that we actually saw the results we were looking for.
So what is it about the screens that just keeps them so glued to them?
Yeah, we're not talking about Pac-Man and Little House on the Prairie, the technology, the shows, the programming of back when I was a kid. The technology that our kids have access to today, it's designed to keep them scrolling and tapping. It is designed to addict them. And in fact, these really smart people in Silicon Valley have baked dopamine release points into our kids' games and apps. So it's not entirely your kids' fault when they fall apart after screen time. You're just watching a dopamine crash in real time. And that's also why the detox works. It's because you're giving them a 2-week reset where you're bringing those dopamine levels back down to normal.
So what is it? What are some problems connected with digital overload for children?
There are so many. So first of all, we are in the midst of the worst youth mental health crisis we have ever seen. Kids are anxious. They're depressed like never before. Occupational therapists are identifying a new condition called virtual autism, which is where young kids are presenting like they have autism. But upon closer scrutiny, it's actually just the opportunity cost. They're not getting the sorts of play that kids have historically received. The good news is these effects can be totally reversed by a detox. And I walk parents through exactly how to do this in the pages of my book.
Yeah, so let's talk about that, because we've got a lot of desperate parents that are watching right now, like saying, please help us. So what is is it a 2-week plan?
Yeah, it's 2 weeks. It's totally doable. And I just want to encourage you, if you're listening and if you're stressed out about screen time, you are not alone. 85% of parents are stressed about the amount of time their kids are spending on a device. You are not alone. It's not all the way your fault. This is new technology. We're figuring this out together. But you can absolutely undo the tech trance in your kids. And remember, the detox this way. UNDO is an acronym. The U stands for unplug, cold turkey, 2 weeks. And it needs to be cold turkey because it goes back to the dopamine I was talking about. You're resetting those levels. Now your kids have an opportunity to get reacquainted and interested in real life. The N stands for notice your kids like never before and feed those interests. D stands for develop a list of screen-free fun. You're going to get ahead of the boredom complaint so that you're not tempted to give in and hand over the iPad when it gets hard and you got to take a work call. And then the O stands for open the books. You can make a bookworm out of any kid. I promise you, I've done it. I have 6 kids. They're not all naturally bookworms, but you can develop a love of reading in any child. And then the second half of the book is about how to make a long-term plan so that you can sustain those results without moving off the grid and getting rid of all technology forever.
Now, listen, I got to tell you, I was in an airport once and I saw a dad take away a tablet from a kid because the kid was being bad. And I thought we'd have to call the National Guard on the kid.
It gets that bad.
Yeah. So when you first put your family on the digital plan, I mean, how did it go over? What was the most difficult part?
I'm going to be real with you. It did not go well. And that is absolutely the hardest part of the detox. The fear of our kids freaking out like that for 2 weeks is what holds parents back from starting in the first place. But I promise you, it is not 2 weeks of tantrums. It is not 2 weeks of crying. What happens is your kids learn these skills of troubleshooting their boredom. They find new interests beyond the screen. When screen time is a part of their daily life, they're just buying time until they can get to screen time. But when you take it away for a longer period of time, now they hit those boredom walls and a screen is not an option. So now they have to practice these skills of, okay, I guess I'll go see what our neighbor's doing. I guess I'll open this book. And after practicing that over and over, they will develop an interest in screen-free fun, I promise you.
So once we get past the 2 weeks and we do this detox, is it okay though? I mean, I just feel like there are some positive things about giving them screen time. Like my daughter learned how to edit. She's 9 and she loves to make videos of her, on her own. And she loves to edit. And I feel like that's creative. It's getting her to use her creativity and her mind instead of just playing video games. So can it sometimes be okay? And how much is okay?
That's such a great point. And yes, absolutely, technology can serve us really well as a tool. And we don't just enjoy technology as a tool, we actually really enjoy digital entertainment in our home. There's absolutely a place for that for families. What we did is we created this posture where we use technology to create things, like your daughter, you're talking about the editing. We use it to connect with each other, watching family movies. But after our detox, we realized that when it came to isolating and consuming digital entertainment, we got rid of that altogether. That was not serving our family well. That was creating mood problems, excessive fighting with the siblings. So it's really just getting some clarity and developing a posture and some new rules for yourselves. And you can do this, parents. I promise you, no matter your situation, work from home, single parent households, you can absolutely do this.
All right, Molly DeFrank, thank you so much for sharing your advice.
There's hope. And her book, Digital Detox, the 2-week tech reset for kids, is available where books are sold. And you can also connect with her online. Thanks again, Molly. I appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.